Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over a recent poll released out of the state of Florida by the Mason-Dixon polling firm that shows Florida Governor Ron Desantis is in very good position going for re-election in the next 2 years. So, if you might remember that a few months ago, when everything was going on, Ron DeSantis' approval rating hit a pretty big low and a pretty big dip a few months ago. And as Florida began to reopen, Ron DeSantis' approval rating has gone up and it's kind of rebounded. And with the recent CPAC event, Ron DeSantis' approval rating has only seemed to have gone up. And with that, we actually have some new numbers that have come out about Ron DeSantis and potential matchups in 2022. I just uploaded a video a few days ago talking about how Charlie Crist, the former governor, is interested at potentially running for governor. And in my opinion, he's probably one of the better, well-state-known candidates for governor. Not that he'd necessarily be a good candidate, but he'd probably be a strong candidate, considering he used to hold the office. But we have some polls that have come out against Ron DeSantis. Charlie Crist trails Ron DeSantis 52% to 41%. So Ron DeSantis leads Charlie Crist by about 11%. And against another Democratic challenger, Nikki Fried, Ron DeSantis has 51%, Fried has 42%. So DeSantis with a 9-point lead on that. So this is very, very interesting because, yes, it's a preliminary poll. It's often hard to say exactly how well these polls predict how the election is going to go, especially when the elections are still 2 years away. But anytime there's a poll, whether it's a Republican biased or Democrat biased or claimed to be objective, it's always interesting because there's always something you could probably take from it. And to me, what I take from this poll is that Ron DeSantis is already above 50% of the vote in Florida. Like, the only politician in Florida we've seen get 50% of the vote right off the bat is Marco Rubio. And Marco Rubio is very well liked in Florida, and he usually starts off at about 51, 52% in the preliminary polls. And Ron DeSantis is now meeting that threshold as well, which to me sends a signal that Ron DeSantis is very well approved of in Florida. What he's doing with reopening the state is working. And I think that a big thing about Ron DeSantis is that if he does want to run in 2024, I think him winning re-election is absolutely crucial. We saw this in I believe it was 2014. Democrats tried to beat Scott Walker in Wisconsin because they thought that if Scott Walker won, then he would probably run for president in 2016. Now, it obviously didn't work. Scott Walker won in 2014 and henceforth ran for president in 2016. So, a lot of times Democrats will put efforts into defeating the governors who they think will run for the next presidential election. And Ron DeSantis has been making a lot of noise about that, about running for president in 2024, or maybe running for vice president. I've heard a Trump-DeSantis ticket be talked about a lot. I don't know if that would happen, but that would be definitely an interesting one. So, the fact that Ron DeSantis is already breaking 50% in the swing state of Florida, it did vote for President Trump twice and does have 2 Republican senators, but let's not ignore the fact that each election has been decided by less than 3% in the last 6 years. So that's still very, very notable. Ron DeSantis is already breaking 50% against Charlie Crist, who was the state's former governor, who lost to Rick Scott in 2014 by under 1%. Like, this guy is well known, he's still a representative, and he's getting blown out by Ron DeSantis. Now, that being said, I'm sure a lot of the undecided vote will either pick a side, or I don't expect Charlie Crist will only get 41%. For all we know, it could end up being 52-48 or 53-47. But 52-48 or 53-47 in Florida is still very, very good. So Ron DeSantis is in a very, very strong position right now to win re-election, especially if he wants to run for president in 2024. He's in a very good standing now, and these numbers should be welcome news to Ron DeSantis. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you always get notified whenever I post a new one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.